The outward appearance of a car plays a very crucial role in attracting potential purchasers and even friends. Plus, a driver with a good-looking car wears a warm smile every time a compliment is made about their ride. On the other hand, there are some strange-looking cars out there that can scare pedestrians to death. Some cars look as if they were just designed for the sake of experiments. Here's the list of the top 20 strangest looking cars ever. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more up-to-date and entertaining videos in the future. Just one click on the bell icon and stay with us. At number 20, the Rinspeed Scuba. Outlandishly designed and ridiculously powerful cars are central to the cool aura of James Bond films. The Spy Who Loved Me featured one of the most notable spy vehicles that could be driven underwater. Swiss auto company Rinspeed turned this fantastical vehicle into a reality with the development of the Rinspeed Scuba. Outfitted with the body of a Lotus Elise, the Scuba can submerge itself underwater at a maximum depth of 33 feet. At that point, passengers can breathe oxygen through diving regulators common in scuba diving. The Porsche 918 Spyder in 2010. Porsche dazzled the electric and hybrid market with the unveiling of its 918 Spyder, a gorgeous sports car that combined efficiency with breakneck speed. The chiseled vehicle looks like a silver bullet with its decadent bodywork. On the inside, the Spyder houses a lithium-ion battery that can power the car by itself for up to 12 miles. The Spyder's greatest asset was its speed that maxed out at a whopping 210 miles an hour. Number 19, the Devil 16. When you first see the specs for the Devil 16, it's hard to believe the supercharged vehicle is anything more than a fantasy. The Devil 16 made its debut at the 2013 Dubai Motor Show with baffling claims that it reached 5,000 horsepower and maxed out at 350 miles an hour. The mythical vehicle still has yet to be proven independently, and many are skeptical given the vague details offered on the company's homepage. However, if the Devil 16 turns out to be the stuff of reality, it could end up being one of the most impressive cars ever. Number 18, the 1955 Chrysler Streamline X. Built for a showcase at the 1955 Turin Motor Show, Chrysler designed the Streamline X as an exercise in creative engineering. The vehicle's slim and sleek body was the result of research from numerous aerodynamics tests that influenced design for years after the Streamline X. This unique style not only made the car look powerful and futuristic, but helped the vehicle achieve a top speed that maxed out at 140 miles an hour. Number 17, 1953 General Motors Firebird 1. Many car manufacturers look to airplanes for design inspiration, but the Firebird 1 took that influence to its extreme. The vehicle's design falls somewhere between the awesome and the absurd, bearing more resemblance to a child's daydream than a serious attempt at automotive innovation. Simply put, the Firebird 1 is basically an airplane outfitted with wheels. Despite its impracticality, the concept car pioneered the use of gas-powered turbines and laid the groundwork for other, more successful Firebird models. Number 16, the Dodge Shelby GLS. This car is both strange and small. What could be worse than this? The headlights can clearly tell you that this car is not at peace with the kind of design it was given. It's unbelievable to see that the team of designers behind the Dodge models designed such a car. The interior isn't much different since it's not spacious, and this makes it worse. Above all, it has a horsepower of 175, which isn't quite bad for the size. It's quite understandable for a small car like this to possess such horsepower. Number 15, the 1941 Chrysler Thunderbolt. Though Chrysler never mass-produced it, the 1941 Chrysler Thunderbolt introduced several important design elements that went into influence a generation of automotive engineers. Chrysler manufacturers engineered the vehicle's impressive aerodynamic aluminum body to hide its wheels. The Thunderbolt's retractable roof, hydraulic-powered windows, and button-operated doors anticipated design innovations that were decades away. Besides, the interior featured lush leather seating to add comfort to its revolutionary design. Number 14, the BMW Iseta. The BMW Iseta was one of the most popular bubble cars of its era, first premiering in 1953. The car features a fascinating and seemingly unsafe design where the front of the car doubles as a door that opens up to the steering wheel. The driver and passenger's only backup plan in case of emergency was to exit through the sunroof. The Iseta garnered international acclaim when BMW revealed that it attained a fuel efficiency rating of 94 miles per gallon, a first of any mass-produced vehicle. Number 13. The Popemobile. The Pope's signature vehicle, affectionately known as the Popemobile, has undergone many iterations to keep pace with his strict safety standards. The bulletproof plexiglass bubble that many associate with the Popemobile is relatively recent in addition, added only after the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II. Ford, Fiat, Leyland, and countless more have crafted different vehicles tailored to the Pope's needs. Pope Benedict XVI often favored a Mercedes-Benz M-Class that had a glass bubble in the back of the vehicle. Pope Francis still has that model, but often travels more modestly in his 1984 Renault 4. Number 12. The Chrysler GEA Streamline X Gilda. Definitely, the rear of this car looks like a jet. Let's hope a driver doesn't require a flying license to navigate this car. Actually, if it were not for the wheels, it would probably be flying around the world. Talking about the wheels, where is the other half of the wheel? Weirdly, the upper part of the wheel is submerged in the car's body. Anyway, the performance of this car is way different from the outward appearance. It can attain a maximum speed of 165 miles per hour, which is very good since it was designed in 1955. Number 11. The Cadillac Cyclone. Well, it seems here that strange-looking cars also have almost similar names. This car here is called Cyclone, which is a name in the similar field as the Thunderbolt. It doesn't come as a surprise that the design of the car was inspired by jets. Nonetheless, planes and cars fall in a very different category, and that's why it's so strange to see a plane-like car on the road. And it doesn't stop there. This car has a horsepower of 325, so don't be surprised if it speeds to the point where it flies. Furthermore, the doors to this car open automatically. Number 10. 1965's Dodge Diora. This must be the most bizarre car that Dodge has ever produced. Honestly, you can't even tell which part is the front and which part is the rear. Oddly enough, the front part doesn't have a hood. And you know what? The doors open up like the boot of an SUV. Actually, the windshield is the back hatch. Strange, isn't it? Plus, this car cruises at around a rather fast speed since it has a 2.8-liter engine. Nonetheless, it was equipped with a relatively conventional engine that defies its strange looks. Number 9. The 1948 Davis Divion. Does this car have any visible front wheels? Well, that will remain a mystery, since only 13 models were produced. The team of designers must have noticed the strange design they incorporated on this car, and they ceased the production. Surprisingly, this car is a convertible, and if the design is not as appealing as expected, the convertible feature will be overlooked easily by many drivers. Even if this car is strange looking, it can still maneuver roads very fast since it has a horsepower of 63. Actually, that is a bearable horsepower because it was produced in the year 1948. Number 8. The Badzi Bullet. The rear of this car looks like a motorcycle since it only has one wheel. And guess what? It's equipped with a motorcycle engine that can do a 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration in only 5 seconds. Yes, the team of designers extended the motorcycle's look to the engine. Plus, it can attain a maximum speed of 150 miles an hour. This must be the reason why it's called a bullet. Additionally, the engine sits between the passenger and the driver. Here's another catch about this car. Only 8 models were produced, and this makes it very hard to come across such a design. Number 7. The Chaparral 2J. One look at this car may make you think that the design was the wild imagination of a 5-year-old kid, but this is real. At the rear, it has 2 fan-like engines that look as if they were pulled off from an airplane. Actually though, the 2 engines are from tanks, and it has another car engine as well. Shockingly, this car has a horsepower of 650, which was way too advanced in 1970. It's like it was ahead of its time. Furthermore, drivers have won many races with this car even though it was very strange looking. Number 6. The Ford Mustang Sport Wagon. Mustang is a model well known for having very striking and good-looking cars, and even the wildest imaginations about an odd-looking Mustang car can't be this shocking. The front part isn't that bad, but the rear of this car is just repelling. You can't even stare at the rear for more than 5 seconds. Frankly, Mustang should just stick to normal designs. Even though Mustang failed with this design on this model, they equipped it with an engine that has a horsepower of 289. Obviously, the performance of the Mustang is always good. Time was taken to make sure it can perform greatly. Number 5. The Helmet TX. Well, race car designers have a thing for strange-looking cars, and that's why it didn't come as a surprise that this car is also a race car. Undoubtedly, the focus was shifted and concentrated on the speed and performance to the point where the appearance was taken lightly. On the other hand, this car is equipped with a turbine engine, which is an engine used in jets and planes. The outcome of that was pretty good, since it was the first car with a turbine engine to win a race. Obviously, the turbine engine powered the car and made it very fast. Number 4. The 2000 Ford Contour SVT. Undoubtedly, this car is just as plain as it looks. It doesn't even have one striking look that can attract anybody who's on the verge of looking for a new car. In short, it just looks basic. Beyond that, this car is equipped with a V6 engine and has a horsepower of 200. This car may give you the impression that it's disguising its power by having a strange design. One look at this car makes you assume that it's as slow as it looks. But no, that's not the case. Number 3. The 1970 Plymouth Hemi Superbird. Take a look at that spoiler. It's big to the point where it spoiled the look of the car, and that's just the truth, no pun intended. If it were not for the spoiler, this car would be very catchy. The other parts of the car seem all good and likable. Otherwise, the performance is on point. Fortunately, the strange look portrayed by the spoiler was not extended to the performance. And the good part is, it has a very high horsepower of 425. Moreover, the 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration happens in only 5.5 seconds. The appearance and capability of this car fall under two different classes. Number 2. The 1994 Lingenfelter Suburban. The size of this SUV is just shocking, and this makes it look very slow. But here's the thing, even if the look is not as catchy as imagined, this SUV is very powerful. In fact, it was produced in 1994, and it competes with the most recent SUVs in performance. Isn't that just amazing? The team behind this car foresaw what was to come shortly, and they equipped it with very attractive specifications. And you know what? This car can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds. Yes, it's fast and a strange-looking car. Number 1. The 1967 Chevrolet Corvette L88. A model like the Chevrolet Corvette, which is known for sleek and appealing designs, dates way back to the ages when it was new in the game. Still, at that time, the Chevrolet brand had mastered the art of making powerful cars, but the design had not yet met the bar. Surprisingly, this car has a horsepower of 430, which is very high considering that it was a model produced in the 70s. It's no doubt that this was the inspiration behind the good-looking Chevrolet Corvette models, which were produced and designed afterward. At least it inspired fresher designs. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more up-to-date and entertaining videos in the future. Just one click on the bell icon and stay with us.